Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Welcome to the Sikh Youth Show each and every Wednesday at 9 p.m. on the Sikh channel, Sky 748. We've got a really good show for you and a great panel. Before I introduce my panel, I'm going to just let you know, let your friends, your family know. Send them all a text and a message to tune in right away, because we've got some fantastic projects and campaigns we're going to be discussing and talking about over the next hour. We've extended the show especially for today's program. Reason being, we've got a great panel with us. We've got GURPS from Sikh Youth. Welcome to the show. Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Cam Singh from Sikh Channel. Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. AP Singh from Lions MMA. Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Jai Singh from Lions MMA. Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. And Indy Singh from Lions MMA. Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. So, as you can see from the panel, you'll be seeing what sort of discussions are going to be going on today on the show. But before we start, the Singhs have done Benti. We start off with 5 more mantras. So Jai Paji, do you want to lead?
Vaheguru Sajje Onkar Satnam Karta Purkh Nirbhau Nirvair Akal Murਤ Ajuni Saibhang Gur Prasad Jap Aad Sach Jugad Sach Hai Bhi Sach Nanak Hosi Bhi Sach Ek Onkar Satnam Karta Purkh Nirbhau Nirvair Akal Murਤ Ajuni Saibhang Gur Prasad Jap Aad Sach Jugad Sach Hai Bhi Sach Nanak Hosi Bhi Sach Ek Onkar Satnam Karta Purkh Nirbhau Nirvair Akal Murਤ Ajuni Saibhang Gur Prasad Jap Aad Sach Jugad Sach Hai Bhi Sach Nanak Hosi Bhi Sach Ek Onkar Satnam Karta Purkh Nirbhau Nirvair Akal Murਤ Ajuni Saibhang Gur Prasad Jap Aad Sach Jugad Sach Hai Bhi Sach Nanak Hosi Bhi Sach Ek Onkar Satnam Karta Purkh Nirbhau Nirvair Akal Murਤ Ajuni Saibhang Gur Prasad Jap Aad Sach Jugad Sach Hai Bhi Sach Nanak Hosi Bhi Sach Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh.
So today's show, we're going to be discussing some of the work that's been going on over the last few weeks. We're also going to be discussing some great projects that the Lions MMA have got. They've got a fun run next week. We've got Cam Singh, who's going to be talking about a Sahaj Bar that he's launched on Sunday, just gone, on Sikh channel, which is fantastic, which is getting the whole of the people across the UK and internationally involved. Also, going back to some of the work that Lions MMA, not only are they doing a fun run next week, they'll also be doing some fantastic work back home in Punjab. So we're going to be highlighting some of that as well. And we've got GURPS here, who's been helping out at some of the camps that we're going on over the last 5 weeks that our team will be doing. But before we start and go into the day's discussion, we're going to be showing you a 2-minute clip of the Lions MMA fun run, which is next weekend. Don't miss out, Saturday the 15th of September. Make sure you all attend and get involved. If you haven't signed up yet, you need to sign up. It's a fantastic cause. It's helping better the punch. So watch this video and then we'll come back. they put on for their event next week. Before we go into the rest of the discussion, let's just talk about the fun run that you've organised and how long you've been doing this.
So in terms of the fun run, it's a 3-year project that we've kind of put together to allow Sangats from the UK to get involved with the project that we've got in Punjab. As a Sikh nation, you know that we're a giving nation. We always, in terms of maya torte, time torte, we always give. So the idea was with Punjab, how do we link the Sangta in the UK with what we're doing in Punjab? And one of the ways was actually get the Sangta involved in an active, you could say run or walk, and then get them to contribute financially to the project that we're doing in Punjab through their own efforts. So one of the things that we found was a fun run's ideal, brings a family together, brings a community together. For example, we've got Jet Singh Trust this year coming on board. Last year we had Baba Deep Singh, Sher Punjab. So we've got other organisations, obviously Sikh Youth as well, coming on board, but it's also giving us the platform to then go on and work in Punjab, you know, sort of a state level with the different schools.
No, that's really good. And how many years has this fun run been going on?
So like I said, we're in the 3rd year at the moment. This is obviously a project in terms of our plan, is a 10-year plan. We're in the 3rd year. We've just come back off, obviously, Sikhi camp, where it all was launched as a fun run 3 years ago. In the first year, it was Wolverhampton. And obviously, last year, we've done a Baba Deep Singh. But the idea is, from the fun run, is getting the community active. I mean, a lot of our Gurdwara are active. People do a lot of seva within the Gurdwara, Kirtan seva. But in terms of sports, there's not a lot other than, you know, the organisations I mentioned doing any sports. So what our idea is as Lions is bringing the community together, but then actually going back to Punjab and delivering the Sikhi message back to the grassroots.
No, that's fantastic. And, you know, fair play to all the team, everyone pulling their weight, trying to make sure the events... making sure that everything goes successful for the event. How do people get involved and how do they sign up?
So the idea from our side is it's just an Eventbrite. We've got a promo obviously there that gives you the address for the Eventbrite. But from our side, obviously lions.net, you can do that way. Yeah. Indy as well. I mean, Indy does a lot of the social media side. You've got the Facebook page as well, the Instagram page, as well as the Eventbrite page.
So if you want to sign up, go on the Lions MMA social media, go on their website, the Eventbrite, have a little look, see what great work they've been doing, and then check out how you can sign up, get your family involved, try and protect. You're making a difference in Punjab. A lot of people don't want to or don't think there's a need to do that. It is a priority. That's our motherland, that's our home. We have to put our swords back there. So it's fantastic the way that these guys have took upon themselves as the initiative to start leading on that, which is fantastic. They've been doing it a few years. We've been involved in, I think, in the first year we were helping, and we've been there every year as much as we can to support in the background, whatever they're doing. So we always make sure that we have to support our brothers who are trying to make a difference in Punjab. With the difference in Punjab, and I want to bring Kam Singh and Gurps and some of the others into this, is because Punjab has a massive drugs issue right now. And this issue is not just in Punjab, it's in UK as well. So the drugs issues within our Punjabi Sikh community, that sort of nashe, that alcohol, that drugs, some of us, even me personally, I've come from that background where I know, I've seen it, I've been there. A lot of people know how bad that can get. We're getting high suicide rates. Parents are feeling depressed. Kids are committing suicide. They're actually becoming prolific offenders, going in and out of prison because of these issues. So they're really, you know, some families I've sat and listened to, obviously you've sat with many in Punjab, if you listen to certain families with problems here, especially with alcohol and drugs issues, they, you know, it's not just the person using that's affected by this. You know, there's family members, mothers, fathers, brothers, sisters that are affected by that one individual or two in the house that are actually using. So, guys, just join in the conversation and go to Cam next. What do you think of these issues?
First of all, can I say, Tanwad, all the team is absolutely fantastic. We always think about who do we support, which organisation do you go out and support. And I always said, go and support those that are supporting your community. And you know, respect you guys because they're doing something that's actively helping and engaging the community here in the UK. But not only that are they teaching and helping and keeping them fit, but then they're taking the swan that they're gathering and then going back to what Deepa Paji has mentioned now, the motherland. Apna Punjab, those greedy people, those poor people where there's an epidemic of drug, alcohol abuse, a lot of things going wrong in Punjab due to many factors. And these guys are doing their little bit. And if everybody thought like these gentlemen here, we could probably get somewhere, the Qawm will probably get somewhere, because this is exactly absolute brilliant role models for our youth in this country and elsewhere. Because not only that, because it's important to notice that these guys are, the young people, they're working in professional positions, they're married, they've got children, but they still take time out to do that seva. And this is beautiful. This is what Sikh is all about, like Paji mentioned earlier. We're a giving nation, but at the same time, and this is what I like, what these guys are doing, especially in Punjab. We're going to show you a video shortly also, some of the activities they're doing in Punjab also. It's great to see that these guys are taking the lead, and not only that, setting an example. So, Sada ta Tanwad Kana Chaida, and as the Sangat from Sikh channel myself, well, thank you. But also the Sangat, I guarantee you, are sitting at home right now and saying thank you. And they will all want to take part in the in the fun run that you guys got planned, the 5K fun run, the 2.5 mile walk, whatever it might be. The whole community, ਅਸੀਂ encourage ਕਰਾਂਗੇ ਜਰੂਰ ਆਇਓ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ support ਕਰੋ because ਇਹ ਸੋਹਣਾ ਕੰਮ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ and it's up to us to support people like this. ਅਸੀਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ ਤੇ ਹੋਰ ਕਿੰਨੇ ਕਰਨੀ ਹੈਗੀ ਆ.
Thank you for your kind words, but I think you gave us more.
No, definitely. No, I think Jai's been too humble there.
There's other organisations doing seva. I think that's the first thing we should mention as well. They're doing a tremendous job in terms of trying to go back home, like you said, and reach out. I think all it is, we've just found an area where Maharaj has given us a seva where, there's a need, and it allows us to kind of take the skill set that we've got from the UK back home, like you said, but I think you've given a bit too much.
Bring the camera back. Listen, humble humble. It's nice. I do acknowledge there's the charities that do things. I have to back people because I like the seva that you guys do. And wherever I see people doing good, I've always said it from the 10 years that I've been working with Sikh channel, back those that are backing your community. Because ਅਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੇ charity ਨੂੰ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ ਨਾ ਹੋਰ ਕਿਸੇ ਨੇ ਕਰਨਾ ਸੋ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਧੰਨਵਾਦ I do mean everything I say and that's why I said camera ਫਿਰ ਮਾੜਾ ਜਿਹਾ ਲਾਇਓ ਇੱਕ ਵਾਰੀ ਫਿਰ ਕਹਿ ਦਵਾਂਗੇ 110%
ਚਲੋ
we need more Panthik activists like these guys working on the ground and definitely focusing on Punjab. Some of the stuff that they're doing there is like camps, and obviously there's camps here that even last week we were at the Boss Sikhi camp and a lot of us spent a week there together. And prior to that, at G&G Smedit, we did a 4-week summer camp where Lions were involved. They were doing the martial arts workshop and we were doing day-to-day activities as well. Preventative workshops, not just in Punjab but here, how important are they to engage youngsters from that age? We were like, even from the Smedit camp to Boss camp, this 5 weeks of camp, but I'll be honest, it drained me fully out. Like this weekend, I just needed a day or so to myself sometimes because it actually drained me 5 solid weeks every day. But for you guys to go there and do the same and here, that preventative work, people don't realise how much time, dedication and effort it actually takes.
I think if you go away from that and you take away, obviously the seva aspect, but if you look at what the impact it has, that's the key for me really. Like the first year, we were so good, but obviously it was about, I think 21 or 12 of us key as Lions, and then there's 21 as a team. That year ended up as an impact that Gurusahib made 551 people, I think it was, took on with.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, so the impact it's not the seva I think you should look at. I think it's what the impact is. Ultimately, that's what everyone's going to judge you, isn't it? On the impact.
On the results.
Yeah, that's it.
And you always say the Sikhi saves lives.
Of course it does.
If people on the Sikhi path, then hopefully, they won't go down the drug line, the alcohol line, and it changes the family.
Of course, that's children
coming onto that path. It changes the family.
People, that's what I was trying to get to, the importance of the prevent work. It's so important.
Because if you look at it in terms of, it might miss a generation, Sikhi might, but if a person is true to Sikhi in that family, I was having a conversation about with a photographer who works in the wedding industry, and he's obviously been in there for a long time, and he was giving me his sort of insight, sort of into how that industry has changed, how people are spending, money elsewhere now, but in terms of our community, how you've got youngsters now who might be on the dance floor, 15 minutes, they've disappeared, and then they're back on the dance floor, but you can tell they've intoxicated themselves. That's a different issue.
The wedding industry here, and I'm going to be honest and I'll be frank, and I know I'm on the Sikh channel, wedding industry here has a massive influence on our generations here, in a negative light as well, where people are in this selfie craze mode where it's all about attention, where they're misleading people. This Bollywood whole image has put on even good Sikh families' weddings. It's the narcotics that are going on at the weddings. They're not just with the alcohol on the table. They're the guys sniffing drugs in the toilets and the girls sniffing drugs in the toilet. So it impacts everyone to a massive. And we're just talking about the stuff we're visualizing here.
But then, you know, talking about the weddings, but even what we're listening to. Look what our Punjabi music industry is just full of drugs and alcohol.
Yeah.
Drugs, alcohol, and women. It's the three things that we kind of try and stay away from in Sikhi, but that's the only thing that's kind of being pushed and promoted by the Punjabi industry. I know we're going off topic now, but in terms of...
It's not, it's all related, because these are negative influences on the calm.
And that's what you saw.
And as a child, if you're growing up in that, if you imagine that, you know...
You're constantly listening to these things, and these things have an effect to us. And so if our youth are listening to it in Punjab constantly, and even here, if that's what we're, you know, brought up around and listening to, Daru Piga, this, that's what's going to happen. And then future, and then down the line, as you see, and as we've seen, that's when you get the families who are being impacted. That's when we've got children who are as young as 5 and 6 in Punjab who can just roll off names of different types of drugs like they've been using them for years.
So, what you've just said about the music and, you know, the negative influence that it has, and it helps people lead that way. You know, like, we go into Nachana and Tapana and all of these environments, and, you know, we have never nachared our sisters or daughters, and yet, you know, the same Sakhi or Masarangal comes into mind every time when he nachared people in Darbar Sahib. You know, and it got to that level, and yet now ourselves and as a community, because it's not just, we can't look at ourselves individually, as a community, we're actually influencing that ourselves.
But the guy that I was speaking to today, the photographer, he was saying to me, he's giving his take on it. He was saying, you've got the Maharaji's blessings from the morning. Now Maharaj is giving you a blessing, the Anandkar is, you know, all of that has happened there. But then in the same, like, you know, blink of an eye, you're at a wedding hall. Now those blessings are bestowed on you on that day. You know what I mean? That's a sacred day for you, that you've come together on that day in Maharaji's Hajuri. But then in a blink of an eye, you're at a wedding hall, you know, with family and friends around you, granted, but at the same time, where are those blessings now? How have you walked on that path from those blessings? So, and it's a side issue.
No, it's not. It's socially acceptable to be in those environments now, and it gives a green light. Obviously, people are going back to school, college, university. These negative and bad peer pressure and all these influences are going to be with them as they go back. And that's where those environments are created, where people want to go and enjoy themselves and have a dance because they think it's normal as a Punjabi wedding.
Because their family have approved it.
Exactly, because it's socially acceptable within the house.
Yes.
Not just within the house, within their friends, within their peer circles. And what happens is they go to innocently out while they're at university, while they go college, while they're at school, maybe sneak off and daytimers or shisha bars now, as you have a lot of them going to. And then the negative influence starts of them, nashe, and then the control aspect. And sometimes even, as GURPS has been doing a lot of work with us recently on the grooming side of things, you know, from the nashe, the people get controlled on the grooming side. So, you know, how bad does it get around this sort of period of time, GURPS?
Yeah, it gets really bad at this sort of time period, especially, you know, young people going into colleges, universities. They're often, it's a new start, a new experience for them, and they're quite vulnerable. They don't really know what to expect. And they go into these situations, colleges, universities, and there's people, predators, I'd call them predators who are ready to take advantage of individuals' naivety. So, and, you know, it's often, they use tactics as being friendly, you know, building friendships with, especially like girls, and then introducing them to drugs, alcohol, and for a lot of the kids, they think it's normal because they've seen it at the weddings, they've seen the drinking and stuff at the weddings. So they think these people, like you know, my family, they're doing the same thing. So from that, it just leads to, you know, it leads to grooming-related issues and a lot of exploitation. And I think, you know, definitely, as you mentioned, you know, it starts at home in terms of the weddings and the family environment.
I remember we had a show, I think it was either a year ago or 2 years ago, I cannot remember, Cam, on this channel, and it was Freshers. And I remember I was coming here, and it was only like a couple of days before that I see a lady taking her daughter out for Freshers. and the mother was taking her daughter to Freshers, and she was buying her the drink to go out with her on Freshers. And that was, I can't remember which year, it was either a year ago or 2 years ago. So the state, that's here. That's the state here. And then we're actually directing our youth and our ugly PD to go down that direction. We need, how do we prevent this without, you know, trying not to upset the whole community? But, you know, I think we have to be frank sometimes. These are the current affairs, you know, to safeguard for future generations, to save, like, there's young girls who are suicidal, self-harming, all because of drugs and alcohol related.
But this is exactly what you're doing, Deepak Boy. So, in respect to you, what you say about that, you guys do also, because you're creating awareness on the issue, letting others know why did that individual end up in the situation they're in. And this is creating awareness. But कई होंदे कि सियाने होंदे वा अगले दी mistake देख के आप सीख लेना. कई होंदे मोटे दिमाग वाले, they're going to say let the mistake happen to them and they learn. Some don't even learn even after that. But what we have to do is, and I think this is where Sikh Channel, you know, well done to them lot, and people like yourself, becoming positive role models. Because what you're doing is, we are born and bred in this environment. We've seen the environment. You've seen one angle of it, but there's positive angle. And this is where you guys, the seva that you guys do, helping this, engaging the community. Because if you're engaged in an activity that's positive, in positive sangat, there's less chances of that individual now going into negative sangat. You know what I mean? So what you're actually creating is, you're creating positive sangats in the Gurdwara Sahibs, in the local communities. And this is where I'll urge people that are watching at home, and this is where these are sort of groups that you want to be sending your children to be part of, volunteering. And because their positive sangat will give them in good light. Because what they're doing is, these are the next leaders of the Panth. They're doing things to engage the community in a positive manner for the benefit of the community. If you've got them engaged in positivity, there's less chances of the negative taking place. Huh?
And it's keeping hold of them while they come, because I remember Jackie said to me once, we were brainstorming, as we do quite often, but when I remember you were saying, like, once you've done a talk, we've got them engaged. How do we take that next step to keep them engaged and actively involved with Seva?
I think just talking about what Cam was saying, keeping people involved. I know it's probably a bit different here, but in Punjab, and what we find is with children that are going on the drugs path, because, well, and one of the main reasons is because they've got nothing to do. In terms of, it's, you know, people are free time, you know, they're chilling, catching and things like this, and it's in that time where they're in those sangat, in those kind of friend circles that kind of lead them off the path. So one thing for us that we found, for example, we've just opened another boxing club up there in Punjab with Amaji Kirpa. So we're finding that having kids coming to train in the morning and in the evening is giving them something to put their energy towards. And that's the most important thing. You know, I remember in the first year, the camp, the teachers were approaching our Sevadar saying, speak to the boys. These older boys aren't engaged at school. And so having dialogue with them, their reasoning is, Baji, we've got nothing to aspire to become.
Even
the
education system?
The education system here, we're not going to get a job here. We're not going to work here. So why are we coming to school here? Our energy is just wasted. So they come there and they literally sit down and do nothing. So our youth there are going into school thinking, why are we here? Of course they're not going to be engaged. You know, there's nothing to aspire to become. But we found now, literally, this is Amaji Kirpa, we've had a club open there for 4 months. And we've got a girl who's gone on to win silver medal in the Punjab State Championships.
Wow. That's wicked.
So you know what? Children coming to train twice a day, look at the impact that can have on somebody's life. Where for her now, and her siblings and her friends, pushed into a path where, you know what, they're dedicating their time into sport, into Sikhi. You know what, that's what's going to give them those foundations to be strong. And that's where their energy is being pushed towards.
I think probably that, just going back 2 steps, we're talking about obviously, you know, people taking their children out to drink. Look, my view is, if you want to do that, that's your decision. You know what I mean? Ultimately, I'm not here to tell you how to live a life, yeah. But if you want to follow what Sikhi says, then we're going to listen to what the Guru says here. And in terms of the long-term path, what Maharaj is saying to you, okay, you want to take this path, follow it, but this is the natija, this is the end goal that you will receive at it. You know, if your family breaks apart because of drugs and alcohol, because you've done those initial steps at the start. Yeah? And for me, like what Ipipaji says, the same in Punjab, we don't sell, like, you know, we can't sell Sikhi. I don't believe we can. You know? I think we experience Sikhi ourselves, that Maharaj has given us, but at the same time, those children that come in, you talk about girls not having the access to education there, talk about girls not having access to sports. although if you said the girls achieved that level of second place in Punjab state, we've had to overcome so many barriers for that girl to get to that place as well. And that's in Punjab. Yet alone, we say, yeah, we should push our children forward, but we're pushing children who are told by their parents, who are told by the school that they can't go into sports. And that's a negative side of our Punjab as well, that they still live in this culture where girls can't access those other sports where, you know, other communities are pushing their children into. So from my side, although if you said that, I think there's the other side as well. The hard work that Indy's obviously done over the last 4 months is to push that girl, push the tutor, push the school into a position where it's a culture now that girls and boys can train.
But I think, you know, Jay's mentioned that, but I think it's up to us to try and change those and trying to change that mindset. You know? If we can, we have to, because
there's no other choice really. We know what
if no, in terms of here, I think in the UK, 50% of our children are probably girls that train. It's, you know, it's a good mix. So we should have it there as well. Here the parents have got that mindset, but unfortunately there, like Jay said, there are barriers, but we're going to have to keep on prodding and pushing until we overcome those barriers, you know? Because that's what our job is. Well, we're born and bred here, and we know that here there's a platform for boys and girls, and it's all equal. Girls are being pushed just as much as boys, but over there, obviously, it's a different story, you know? But that's for now down to us to try and bring that level up. So girls are pushing, you know, girls are being pushed into training, girls are being shown what they can achieve.
And it's good that we've got a silver medal at a girls level first.
And it's a girl. So for us, that was a, you know, great positive.
You know, there's fathers as well, daughters. You know, it's what I would wish upon my daughter one day as well. Oh, for her to get into that arena and be able to compete and achieve as well.
Definitely, no, it's fantastic, and it's Indy, you've been putting a lot of work in behind the scenes, as Jay just mentioned. Just, what do you want to update the Sangata about?
In terms of projects in Punjab, these guys have touched upon them. Alongside the martial arts, we also touch on the Sikhi and the drugs and alcohol awareness over there as well. So over the past 3 years, not only have we got a boxing club in Batala, we've got MMA club in Chamkaur Sahib, but alongside that we've been running 3 Sikhi camps along those, and those Sikhi camps, in the first year we went out and we reached out to over 200 students. The following year we reached out to 500 students, and this year, Maharaj Kirpa, we reached out to over 1,000 students who came together at Sri Anandpur Sahib for our first ever residential camp. So alongside the martial arts, we are touching on the Sikhi side. We're delivering drug awareness programs across schools, all across Punjab as well. So it's not just the martial arts side, but it's those other aspects that we're trying to touch upon as well.
But it comes under that prevent umbrella.
It all does.
You know what I mean? Sikhi does save lives. That's what we took to Punjab. That's what we keep to ourselves. Sikhi does ultimately save the family.
That's the campaign, Sikhi Save Lives. We started that hashtag about 5 years ago.
Yeah.
And
but Guru Sahib started that hashtag.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
But if you go back to camps and the impact he has on camps, if you look on the panel here, I think a lot of us as kids, we grew up going to camps.
Definitely.
I think that we can see
that's why
the
that seed was planted.
Yeah, so we can see that
even if we did waver, we knew and we had that strength to come back because Maharaj took us out and put us back in.
But then what we saw, they made us stronger in our Sikhi later on.
Even now, all of us still go to camps to do seva, because for us it's a bit of a recharge of our Sikhi kind of thing. So we go there to charge our Sikhi. It's the same thing. So you know what, everybody needs charging, even in your Sikhi. So for us it's going back. You know what, let's give back what we had. You know, and we've been brought up in camps, and we've seen camps, and we know the effect that camps can have. But like Indy's saying, it's just as important that it's not just a one-off. So it's not being continuous. You know, we have to continuously give them something to bring them towards this path. Ultimately, a Maharaj is going to bring them, but we can just plant these little things that help them along the way.
And we have to be repetitive. That's the only way it's going to sink in. It has to. And we have to try. And as Najwan in this country, whatever we can do, we have to try. And whatever any camp, like Cam backs everything. I ain't gonna lie. Like this geezer supports anyone and everything that's doing something fantastic and positive. So we have to like get those sort of positive vibes and put that into people. Innit? Like people need to know our source has to be for the Panth, man. The Panth has to be priority.
Panth is the most important thing. But you've seen it, your 4 or 5 weeks at the Gurdwara here doing camps. You have 400 or 500 kids coming on a daily basis. And bringing them into the Guru Ghar, joining them to the Guru Ghar. That's the most important thing. And even you were saying it's the Panth doing it together, whether you got Lions helping out, you got somebody else coming down for a few days, somebody coming down, and we was there. Going to India isn't an easy project, and we couldn't do this by ourselves. And then there's other organisations that have helped us on the way.
Sukhjeevan Singh came, Gyani Sukhjeevan Singh came this year, Gyani Sukhral Singh came.
Sue Ram Sabji Academy, they were with us, helping us. So
although Lions get the, the mains, there are other people that
people coming together. It's helping us because you can't do it alone. We've got 1,000 kids. I don't think before this camp I'd ever seen a kind of 1,000 kids together assembling one point. Let's be honest.
You can't imagine it.
Yeah, you can't. But then when you're there, then you got your teachers on top, and you got about 1,400 people, and the focus
is on. It's a lot to manage. Logistically, it's massive.
It is, but all the Guru Sahib are
But then that's obviously Benji over there doing the hard work behind the scenes as well.
Yeah, so like I said, there's a lot of people out there doing it behind the scenes that are helping us, and we're just kind of delivering it, to that aspect. We're not alone in this. I think it's like here we've all got help with different organisations, and you know what, just when they need to come together and think about the bigger thing. The biggest thing is the Panth, and what can we do for the Panth?
We have to prioritise the Panth right now because we're, I'd say. We're lack of pracharaks. There's a very few that are thinking with the prevent work, the intervene work and the rehabilitation work. We need to prioritise because there is high divorce rates. There's so many issues in families. I've sat with so many families this week, different families. I've travelled up and down from Telford to Dudley to Slough, Wolves even. I've done so many different areas this week, and it's only Wednesday. And I've listened to some, and everyone's like, "Oh, I wish God that I would do this." And I'm listening to them, and I'm thinking, you know what? As we're one org trying, you've got Lions trying to do something, you've got Cam trying on the channel. We need another 10 of each, then we can get somewhere in the UK. But at least there's still a few of us which are coming together, which is a positive. Yeah. We have to look at things positively, but we need to produce more. It has to be like a conveyor belt. We need more. So if you're out there and you're watching and you want to get involved, trust me, just look on the social media, Sikh Youth social media, even Sikh Channel social media. Tune into the youth show every Wednesday. Look on Lion social media. Anyone who's doing something positive, Boss out there, loads of positive organisations out there that you can actively get involved with. It's really why? Because tomorrow you don't know what's going to happen, and you don't know actually what's happening in your house right now. And if you're sitting as parents, as a young couple, and your children are on the computer, do you know who they're talking to? No, you don't. Do you know who's influencing them at school? No. Have that conversation, find out. Find out. Let's take this to another level. Get more activists involved. We have to be activists. We have to get involved. Doesn't matter where you are in your Sikhi, Sahaj Tari, Kes Tari, Amrit Tari. You all bow down to the same Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj. We all bow down to Mattate. We have to commit at least and try and show that daya. As the Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj, out of compassion, was the first Panch Pyara, Daya. So we need to show compassion. We, as a Panth, are in need right now, and all we can do is only help ourselves first. Before we can start helping others, we have to prioritise to help ourselves. And this is going on before we show the videos and wrap up. Because we've only got 15 minutes, and I think the video is about 6-7 minutes. So I want you to tune into this video. But before we do, there's a few things that we're going to say, and I really want Cam Singh to talk about his Sahaj that he announced on Sunday, which is fantastic. He's always thinking of these crazy ideas, but the Dawn of the Star was wicked. It engaged hundreds. Then and everyone looks at Cam like, what's going to happen now? What's the big announcement? So we heard it. He's doing a search bar. Cam Singh.
Oh, Baba, crazy idea. Okay. Saad Sangat ji, badi khushi hundi a sanu Saad Sangat ji ਇੱਥੇ Sikh channel ਤੇ ਸਪੋਰਟ ਕਰਦੇ ਇਦਾਂ ਦੇ ਨੌਜਵਾਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਸੇਵਾ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਕੌਮ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਤੇ ਉਤਸ਼ਾਹ ਦੇ ਰਹੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਅਗਲਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਕਿ ਉਹ ਵੀ ਕੁਝ ਕਰਨ. It's great to see that you got youngsters that are stepping forward, helping, becoming those positive role models and to encourage and inspire others. And like I always said, that Deep Papa said it a few moments ago, help as much as you can while you can. Because ਕੱਲ ਦਾ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਕੋਈ ਪਤਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਕੱਲ ਸਾਡਾ ਕੀ ਹੋ ਜਾਣਾ ਸਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਕੁਝ ਵੀ ਹੋ ਸਕਦਾ and you're going to regret it if you never helped those people that were actually trying to do something while they were. Don't look at the Jathebandi, don't look at the type of the star that they're wearing, Jat Paat, Jathebandi, which Gurdwara they're from. If they're doing something positive for the community, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਮਦਦ ਕਰ ਲਓ. Forget about everything else. ਮੈਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਸੱਚ ਦੱਸ ਰਿਹਾ, ਸਾਨੂੰ ਕੱਲ ਦਾ ਕੋਈ ਪਤਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈਗਾ ਕੀ ਹੋਣਾ ਕੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੋਣਾ within our own families that could set us apart. That thing, something could happen which where you won't be able to assist. So don't get to that point. Help those that are doing something right now. So Lions MMA, Sikh Youth UK, Jet Singh Trust, Sikh Channel, you name it, all these positive organisations out there that are doing something, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਮਦਦ ਕਰੋ. ਮੈਨੂੰ ਬੜਾ ਚਾਅ ਚੜ੍ਹਦਾ, as you could probably see, it's a crazy idea. No, ਅਸੀਂ ਕੀ ਕੀਤਾ, ਸਾਸਨੀ ਸਾਡਾ ਫਰਜ਼ ਬਣਦਾ ਸੀਗਾ. Mr. Bowles saying to me, look, you know, basically challenged me, he goes, look, we've got 10 years coming up, what do we do to bring the whole community together? And I go, look, Singh, the only thing that brings everyone closer to each other and the Panth is going to save the Panth is Gurbani. Right. We need to rejoin and reconnect and strengthen the relationship between the Sikh and the Guru. We have to make that connection. But Jaipal, you mentioned something earlier about experience. Once you have an experience of Sikhi, nobody on this planet can take that away from you. And this is what it's about. Does the Sikhi experience karo? Once you've got that jar inside you, you will then encourage others to do so. I promise you that. The whole thing here is experience. Connecting with our Guru and strengthening our relationship. The biggest problem, 15 saal utte ho gaye, 2000 when we set on this journey, helping girls that had grooming issues, alcohol abuse in the families, parvar tutte hoye sige, all due to so many different reasons. But those families breaking up is bad. And this is what I always say on the channel, and I'll say it again. Those that pray together, stay together. Siddhi ji galla. Those families that pray together will stay together. If that's the case, and if the whole point is that we connect with our Guru, then why don't we do this? Let's do a sad part. Let's achar wa Akal Purakh Maharaj themselves, every single shabad that came from God themselves to the Guru Sahibs and the Bhagats and the saints. Let's achar that Bani from Ik o Ankar to Atara, Das, Bees. People are me, I'm nobody, so I've never even had a chance to do a Saj part in my life. Never had that chance. And I thought, geez, there must be other people out there who might not have that chance. So why don't we do this? Let's all go on this journey together. Let's every single pan pra across the world. I'm not bothered which Gurdwara you go to, whether it says Ravi Das, Ram Gadiya, Singh Sabha, it makes no difference to me. Why? Because when you go inside the Maharaj Darbar, it's Tan Tan Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj, you're going to go do Matha Tek to. Yes, I'm not bothered about Jate Bandiya, Jatpa, makes no difference to me. What I'm saying to you, everybody, is let's all go on this journey together, because Sikh Channel's motto has been bringing millions of Sikhs together, and this is what we're going to do. We are about to start a Saj part, which means acharing all the Bani from Ik o Ankar to 18 Das Bees in Tan Tan Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj, right from start to finish, every single Shabad. But not only that, we're going to do it in Santya Roop. So what that basically means is we're going to get the correct pronunciation, and we get the chance to, the head Granthi will lead, and then the Sangat will follow. So you will hear it twice, and you will get to say it twice if you're lucky enough. And at the same time, on the screen, it will be in Gurmukhi and Romanized to help you. And all we want you to do is jar that Bani. And this is how we're going to do it. This is how we made it simple as possible. We're only going to do it from Monday to Friday. So only Monday to Friday, not on the weekends and not in the holidays, and only for 25 minutes. We know the short span our children have when we're trying to engage them in activities, especially when it comes to party, yeah? So what we've done is try to shorten it down as possible to 25 minutes. All we're asking is, Hath Jod Ke Benti, go and experience Sikhi, make that connection with your Guru, strengthen your family. 25 minutes, ਅਸੀਂ ਇਹ ਰੀਤ ਬਣਾ ਲਈਏ ਕਿ every single day, with 25 minutes, we're going to sit with the Parvar and we're going to do Saj part. And this is it. This is the whole beauty of it. And this is how it gets better. Not only are we going to do it here in the UK, we're going to do it in Canada, USA, Malaysia, Australia, New Zealand. I've had phone calls from Italy, Belgium and Switzerland today saying, Sadekovi Ayo. And we're going to go wherever the Guru Sangat wants. So wherever you are in the world, we're going to connect the Guru Sangat throughout the world. Look at this. I want you to think about this for a second. We are about to go on a historic journey of connecting millions of Sikhs around the world on one Saj part. Imagine that. And I'll tell you why we're doing this. I'll tell you why. Because 15 years ago, when we first used to Sikhi classes at the Gurdwara, and one of the kids asked us a question, goes, Kamina, Amritwala, tusi jande hunde ya? And I lie, I didn't just wake up Amritwala. I thought that's basically the children that we're helping. They're asking, what do you get? And I thought, okay, this is, I don't know, personal experience, but my personal experience is when I first tried to do Amrit Wala, you put your alarm on, because you're on your own, you switch your phone off, thinking, you go back to sleep. Such a God, I'm going to lie, such a God. But then what we did is, five of us made a decision, you know what we're going to do? We're all going to go, and we're all going to ring each other to make sure we're all there. And that put pressure, no one wanted to let the other one down. So we all of a sudden, these guys, I'm talking about guys that no one wanted to go to the Gurdwara. All of a sudden, at 4 baje, are doing Nitnim at the Gurdwara. And none of us would let each other down, and we continued it. And it was brilliant, because that's what it did. That Sangat factor, that we're not going to let each other down, and we're doing this for the Panth, we're doing this for helping each other. It helped, and this is what we're doing. We're going to all go on this journey. So my humble beinti to every single brother, sister watching right now, even if you've never done part in your life, please join us. Starting on the 1st of October, we're going to do Ardas, that Maharaj's Kirpa, and then we're going to start the Saj part in Santhya Roop across the world. Then we're going to do 1 week at one different Gurdwara. So we're going to get Sangat from every Gurdwara to be shamal in this one Saj part. This is how beautiful this is. सारे ने इकट्ठे ने रल मिल के गुरु जी दे नाल कनेक्शन बनानी आ ते अपने परिवारां नू strengthen करना. Why? Because if our families are strong, the community becomes strong automatically. So it's ਅਸੀਂ 1 October ਨੂੰ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਕਰਨਾ ਹੈਗਾ. So please, if you want to join in, just let me know. Just contact us here at Sikh Channel. Contact myself, cam.singh@sikhchannel.tv. However you want to get involved, we need people to develop the website, help with the YouTube links. Remember, this is one last thing. This is the beauty of it. Check this out. You know what we're trying to do is make it as easy as possible. 25 minutes. Here's the thing. This is the beauty of it. We're going to play Shamnu and Swednu on Sikh Channel, the 25 minutes. But at the same time, we're going to put it onto the website, YouTube, and Facebook. So you can have different platforms, and you go and do the part which best suits you, because everyone lives a busy lifestyle. I know. So what we're saying is, time hoga, all you have to do is click at a button, and you could do the Saj part with the whole dunya. You're about to do a Saj part with the Sikh Qawm, for the Chardi Kala of the Sikh Qawm. So that's going to start on the 1st of October, so literally 4 weeks time. So all I'm asking is, please do let everyone know that let's all go on this journey together and encourage and help each other, because je assi ek duje di madad nahi karenge, hor kisse ne nahi karni hai. I can tell you that for free. I think I've said quite a bit now.
No, that's fine.
Sorry.
Any feedback on Cam's project?
I think in terms of joining the second time with Gurbani Cam, it's a really good idea. In terms of obviously the other side of it, you could look at giving people access to Gurbani. I mean, Maharaj is always, whether it's Baghdad, whether it's, Hardwar, Maharaj went to places where obviously the people there needed guidance. And all of us in our life need to obviously remember that the Maharaj not only travelled farther afield, but they also came to us as well. At some point in my lineage, someone must have met Maharaj. Yeah. I always think Maharaj de darshan kisne jarur kitte hoge jithe asi Sikh bane hain. But on the other side, when someone takes Amrit, you think about what that is for that person. Maharaj has made him a leader. Maharaj has said, you are going to make a difference in your life. Maharaj is going to say to all of us, by you taking Amrit, tere 21 kul tere bakshe jaoge. So you are a leader for that 21 kul. The beinti that I would say to our youngsters out there is, look, all of us, we've got friends out there that have debates about Sikhi, that, on internet there's a debate about, what we should be eating, what we shouldn't be eating. All I'd say to all of us is, look, let's keep it really simple. Maharaj has given us what Cam said, Amrit Wala, Gurbani. How much of that have we actually implemented in our lives at this moment in time? How much of Guru Sahib's Angs have we done darshan of? If as Amritari is saying, it's been 20 years since I've taken Amrit, whatever it is, I'm just, putting it into perspective for some people, but we haven't even done darshan, or we haven't even read Maharaj's Angs. Fir apna Sikh honda ki, what of this have we taken away from Maharaj? So it's a really good uprada. I would say, obviously from myself, it's a beinti to the Sangat to get involved in this types of uprada. Where there's other discussions, there's arguments, we've all got our own individual rights, we've got our Sikhi practices that we follow. Let's keep those to ourselves, but at the same time, let's do stuff that's going to bring other people towards Sikhi as opposed to away from Sikhi. That's really my beinti.
I think you're bringing back to our core. You know, but everything else aside, Bani is the most important thing for a good Sikh.
Yeah.
And so everything else aside, this is Bani puro, Bani japo, and Baki maraj aap hi karuga.
Yeah.
That's it.
100%.
You know, that's the most important thing here.
Definitely. We've got 2 minutes of the show, guys, left, so we're going to start wrapping up. Before we leave and go on to this video that we're going to show you, please tune in, make sure everyone watches this. Even after the show finishes, share it, let others know this is really good video that the guys have produced and put together. But before we end, I personally want to announce from Sikh Youth, there's going to be 5 big projects to be announced by the end of the week, over the weekend. So wait for that, as Cam usually does a big shout and says, tune in and watch it. I'm going to let you know there's going to be 5 projects announced at the same time, which are massive, and they all can get you somehow involved. So however, whatever skill set you have or your friends have, you can actively get involved. So we really need your support on those. There's 5 big projects. One is even sports, as the brothers do. So something's related to sports, something's to do with research, something's to do with helping, something's to do with combat. It's so much there, but honestly, we can't do it alone. We do need your help on that. As our team have been doing this actively and working on this behind the scenes, some of it has been, you know, ongoing over the last few years, and some are recent projects, which is going to be good, but they're all going to benefit yourselves. So make sure you get involved. We've got 1 minute left of the show before we go into the video. Let's just wrap up, guys. Any last messages? Before I go on and say Fateh, I want to announce that there's a Freshers Fair at G&G Smethwick on October the 3rd, the Wednesday. We do it annually. It's 3 weeks. It's the 3rd year, so only a few weeks left. If you want to get involved in that, please do. Last shout outs, guys.
I think just about the fun run really. On the 15th, come down, do it as a family. You got 2.5k, 5k, 10k. You know, we've got an inflatable salt course for the kids to have fun. Face painting, barbecue going on as well for the kids and for the family. Camsin's going to be there 100% now.
Me and Food go way back, bro.
Let's sponsor Cam.
Sponsor Cam, guys. So Cam, we're going to put you forward to the 5k run.
Definitely.
I think people have said, you know, look, they can't run. I get that. There's a walk. 2.5k walk. Look, if you can't do the run, fair play.
Definitely.
There's a walk for you as a family. Other Sikh organisations, I mean, this isn't a Bundy situation where we're telling them off not for being active, but you know, everyone's doing their own seva. We acknowledge that. But if not, get involved in what we're doing as well. And let's work together and let's help each other out.
We've also got a tug of war competition. I know the Shri Punjab boys are sorting that out, press up competition. I've spoken to Basics, they're going to bring a tug of war team. And I spoke to some of the boss lads yesterday, they're going to bring a tug of war team. Again, Dippe, waiting for your team to come in, the Sikh channel team, tug of war. Come down, guys, get involved. So, you know, anyone that's there, get involved. The day for us is about spending it together, and let's work together, and, you know, and let's come together, enjoy it, raise some money for Punjab, and let's take things forward.
Yeah, thank you guys for coming on the show. Appreciate all the Sangha for tuning in. And as Jackie was talking about earlier about issues and whatnot out there, let's keep it positive. Let's just try and focus on, you know, if you're doing something negative in your life and you want to change your Jivan and somebody's telling you to do the same within Sikhi, then it's a wrong thing to do because it's not Sikhi, is it? So let's stay positive. Like we said, Sikhi saves life. Keep yourselves in positive Sangat. Get actively involved and watch this video because it's a fantastic video and a lot of effort to our brothers who are doing a lot of work behind the scenes. Thank you to all the panel. Thank you for listening. We'll tune in next week and we'll see you next week. Bye.
The drug epidemic in Punjab has reached an all-time high. In an effort to tackle this ever-growing issue, Lions MMA have arrived at the home of the Khalsa, Sri Anandpur Sahib. In our first year, we reached out to 250 students. In our second year, 500. And this year, we doubled our efforts with over 1,000 students attending from across Punjab for our first ever Lions MMA residential camp. ਸਾਡੇ ਪਹਿਲੇ ਸਾਲ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਅਸੀਂ 250 ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਕੈਂਪ ਲਗਾਈ ਸਿੱਖੀ ਦਾ ਪ੍ਰਚਾਰ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਜੋੜਿਆ। ਦੂਸਰੇ ਸਾਲ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ 500 ਬੱਚਾ ਸਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਜੁੜਿਆ 5 ਸਕੂਲਾਂ ਤੋਂ, ਤੇ ਉਹੀ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਪ੍ਰਚਾਰ ਸਿੱਖੀ ਦਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਸੀ, ਆਹ ਸਾਲ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ 1000 ਬੱਚੇ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਅਨੰਦਪੁਰ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਤੇ ਇਕੱਠੇ ਹੋ ਕੇ ਲਾਇਨਜ਼ MMA ਦਾ ਪਹਿਲਾ ਰੈਜ਼ੀਡੈਂਸ਼ੀਅਲ ਕੈਂਪ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਸ਼ਾਮਿਲ ਹੋਏ। We're constantly inundated with negative stories from across Punjab regarding drug misuse. This has led us as a Lions MMA team to come to Punjab and make a small umbrella in terms of working with children, with the Sikhi strand, with the Lions MMA strand and the drug misuse strand to help make a difference at grassroots level.
ਅਸੀਂ ਗੁਰਮਤ ਚੇਤਨਾ ਕੈਂਪ MMA ਲਾਇਨਜ਼ ਕਲੱਬ ਤੇ ਡਾਇਰੈਕਟੋਰੇਟ ਦੇ ਸਾਂਝੇ ਉਦਮ ਉਪਰਾਲੇ ਸਦਕਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਸ਼੍ਰੀ ਅਨੰਦਪੁਰ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਦੀ ਧਰਤੀ ਤੇ ਤੀਸਰਾ ਸਟੂਡੈਂਟਸ ਦਾ ਕੈਂਪ ਲਗਾ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ ਕਿ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਵਿਦਿਆਰਥੀ ਐਕੈਡੈਮਿਕ ਲੈਵਲ ਤੇ ਇੱਕ ਵਧੀਆ ਚੰਗੇ ਕੁਆਲੀਫਾਈਡ ਪਰਸਨ ਹੋਣ, ਉੱਥੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਸਿੱਖ ਬੱਚੇ ਆਪਣੀਆਂ ਜੜ੍ਹਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਵੀ ਜੁੜੇ ਰਹਿਣ, ਆਪਣੇ ਸਿਧਾਂਤਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਜੁੜੇ ਰਹਿਣ। ਇਸ ਐਫਰਟ ਲਈ ਅਸੀਂ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਸਿੰਘਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਬੇਨਤੀ ਕੀਤੀ ਤੇ ਔਰ ਮੈਂ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਗਾਹ ਵੀ ਬੇਨਤੀ ਕਰਦੀ ਹਾਂ ਕਿ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਸਾਡੀ ਸੋਚ ਇੱਕ ਆ, ਜਿਹੜਾ ਸਾਡਾ ਮੁੱਢ ਆ, ਜਿਹੜੀ ਸਾਡੀ ਕੌਮੀਅਤ ਆ, ਕੌਮੀ ਭਾਵਨਾ ਆ ਸਾਡੀ, ਉਸ ਚੀਜ਼ ਨੂੰ ਲੈ ਕੇ, ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਮਕਸਦ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਵੀ ਪ੍ਰਚਾਰ ਕਰਨਾ ਆ, ਮਕਸਦ ਸਾਡਾ ਵੀ ਪ੍ਰਚਾਰ ਕਰਨਾ ਸੀ। ਅਸੀਂ ਇਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਦਾ ਮਾਹੌਲ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਦਈਏ, ਇਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਦੀ ਟ੍ਰੇਨਿੰਗ ਦਈਏ ਕਿ ਬੱਚੇ ਵੱਡੇ ਹੋ ਕੇ ਇੱਕ ਚੰਗੇ ਸਮਾਜ ਦੀ ਸਿਰਜਣਾ ਹੋ ਸਕੇ, ਨਸ਼ਿਆਂ ਤੋਂ ਦੂਰ ਰਹਿਣ, ਸਿੱਖੀ ਸਿਧਾਂਤਾਂ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਜੁੜੇ ਰਹਿਣ ਅਤੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਮਿਲ ਕੇ ਐਫਰਟਸ ਕਰੀਏ। ਗੁਰੂ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਸਾਡੇ ਤੇ ਕਿਰਪਾ ਕਰਨ। ਅਸੀਂ ਇਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਦੇ ਕੈਂਪ ਤੇ ਇਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਦੇ ਉਦਮ ਉਪਰਾਲੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਫਿਊਚਰ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਵੀ ਕਰਦੇ ਰਵਾਂਗੇ। ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ, ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ।
ਸੋ ਇੱਥੇ ਆ ਕਰਕੇ ਪਿਛਲੇ ਕੁਝ ਦਿਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਅਸੀਂ ਫਰਕ ਦੇਖਿਆ, ਅਸੀਂ ਉਹ ਫਰਕ ਦਾ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਮੈਜ਼ਰਮੈਂਟ ਆ ਉਹ ਅਸੀਂ ਹੁਣ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਕਰੀਏ ਵੇ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਮਿਣੀਏ। ਸਾਨੂੰ ਇਹਦਾ ਅਸਰ ਇਸ ਤੋਂ ਪਤਾ ਲੱਗ ਸਕਦਾ ਆ ਕਿ ਜਿੰਨਾ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਇੱਥੇ ਪਿਆਰ ਮਿਲਿਆ।
ਮੈਂ ਡਰੱਗ ਅਵੇਅਰਨੈਸ ਮੇਰਾ ਟੌਪਿਕ ਹੈ ਤੇ ਮੈਂ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਡਰੱਗ ਅਵੇਅਰਨੈਸ ਕਰਵਾ ਰਹੀ ਹਾਂ ਤੇ ਬਹੁਤ ਹੀ ਵਧੀਆ ਲੱਗ ਰਿਹਾ ਹੈ। ਬੱਚੇ ਵੀ ਬਹੁਤ ਸਿੱਖ ਰਹੇ ਹੈ, ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਵੀ ਬਹੁਤ ਮਜ਼ਾ ਆ ਰਿਹਾ ਹੈ। डिफरेंट तरह के असी उन्होंने एक्टिविटीज़ करवाते पे हाँ, बहुत सीख रहे हैं बच्चे भी, बहुत कुछ सीखे भी है। ये 2-3 दिनों तो बहुत कुछ उन्होंने गेन किया है। ड्रग अवेयरनेस के नाल होर भी बहुत एक्टिविटीज़ उन्होंने करवाई जा रही हैं।
When we first started this journey, we focused on 3 strands. Sikhi. In terms of our outcomes, it was simple. Giving the youth of Punjab access to Sikhi Prachar. This has now led to over 500 students taking Amrit in the Batala Shahar. With the drug strand, we have successfully been able to deliver an educational program aimed at the youth of Punjab over the last 3 years. With the last strand of martial arts, Lions MMA have now successfully employed a full-time boxing coach within the Shahar of Batala. This has led to students training twice a day, 7 days a week, competing at a state and national level. In addition to this, Lions MMA have now opened up their first Akhada in Chumkar Sahib. All of this has only been possible with your continued support. We do ardas that Maharaj guides us with our future projects.